I just wanted to take a moment to say thank you. Thank you for so many amazing things that you've made come to life through your partnership with us at Redeemed Online, whether you were with us from the very beginning with our Share Jesus project to today, where we've just had this amazing Advent series and the past Advent and Lent series that you've helped bring to life. I wanted to say thank you. And as I was reflecting upon all that God has done through this series, I've thought back to when I was a little kid. I thought back to some of the dreaming I would do. And I remember once we got this huge box from a refrigerator, and we spent so much time trying to build it into a plane, really thinking that we're going to be able to fly in this plane. Or me and some of the neighborhood kids, we made this concoction where we would just dump different things into this bucket, over the course of a summer. And I don't know what was going to come at the end of it, but we had these hopes that something was going to grow out of this. And what's been so amazing is that God has used so many little yeses and so many videos, so many people coming together to share and to make things happen. In such amazing ways. I've really heard so much great feedback from people. And I wanted to share one of the stories that I reflect back on a lot. When we first got started, one of the things that kind of took my breath away was a note from a religious sister that I received that said, that she had been reading and using the messages that we were sending out on a daily basis, had been using them. She felt like the Lord was preparing her to come home to him. And I remember reading that and just being like blown away how God could use this project to do that. How God's touched so many people's hearts and lives and invited them into a relationship with Jesus Christ. And so more than anything, I just wanted to say thank you. Thank you for your yes. But I also wanted to say, I feel right now in the church, there's so much anger and there's so much, there's almost a crisis in our church. But at the same time, there's so much hope. And I say that because I think sometimes we get caught up in so many different things that are going on and we lose sight of a vision. When I got started with this project too, about 7 years ago, I remember receiving an email that said, dear Andy, I want you to thank whoever had to give you permission to do this project. That all those people that gave you permission and the different things that came with that and your vast team of people. And the reality was at that point, it was a real small group of us who were making this project happen. And there wasn't really anyone to ask permission of. It was just, having a vision and being bold and going with it. And so over the course of the next couple of days, I want to talk a little bit more about what that process has looked like in my life, invite you into that, and really challenge you to think about what is the crisis that we are facing in the church right now, and how can I play a role? How can I play a role in being a part of the vision of where God is taking us today? Today, I want to ask you to do one more thing for me. I want you to think about what in this series, whether it's this past Advent, or maybe it was 3 or 4 or 5 years ago, what has stood out to you the most? What video was it? What impacted you from what we've done? I'd love to hear your feedback. I'd love to have you comment below, whether on YouTube or Facebook, and just share your feedback below. So thank you.